there were 3 people from before that they were taking a trip together. Then they went inside a cave to rest. And while they were in the cave, what happened? A rock rolled until it locked the one and only entrance to the cave. They would try to push the rock, it's not moving. 3 of them, push it, come on, everything you can, go for it. Yelling, help! No one can hear, no one can see, no one knows about what's going on. Brothers and sisters, so one of them says, there's only one way for us to be saved. There's only one way for that distress to be relieved. What's that one and only way? He said, make dua to Allah, bring up to Allah a very sincere, amazing, elite good deed you've done. And tell Allah, if you accepted that, Ya Allah, then please save us. So they sat, they thought, what's the best good deed I've done in my life? What's the greatest deed that you've done? You can use, what do you have? The greatest you've done, fi sabilillah. Let's see what they did. 3 of them, Bismillah. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, one man made dua to Allah. I have 2 old parents, helpless, they are very dependent on me. And I used to bring the food to them. And I would usually go to mom and dad first with the milk. Then I go to my wife and my kids. So Ya Allah, one time, one of these days, I was caught up with a few things. I was late onto my parents. So when I arrived to mom and dad, I found them asleep. Didn't want to wake them up. So what did you do? So I got the milk and then I prepared in a bowl. And I waited and waited next to them until they wake up. He stayed hatta al-fajr, until the dawn. Then when they woke up, I gave him the bowl of milk. Ya Allah, if you accepted this deed, then Ya Allah, help us out. Ya Allah, it's a matter of time till we die out of thirst, out of hunger, out of everything. Ya Rabb, if you accepted this deed that was done just for you, please save us. The rock moved. It moved, but not enough for all 3 to leave. Did you see what the first brother did? The rock moved, but the 3 are locked in the cave. They still cannot leave. What did the second person do? Yalla, Bismillah. May Allah make us apply the hadith of Rasulullah. This is Sahihain, this is Bukhari. He says, Rasulullah wal-akhar qal, the second man came, I used to have a relative. I love her more than anything. I'm obsessed about her. I'm in love, deeply in love. So one time I went to her and I wanted to have an intimate relationship. She said, no, astaghfirullah, never, impossible, I'll never do something like that. He said, Ya Allah, but one time she was struggling financially. So she came to me, I was well off, I was financially stable. So she came to me and asked for money. So Ya Allah, I did use that moment. And I gave her 120 dinar, I gave her 120 dinars, at that time was valuable. Upon one condition. I don't need it back perhaps, but I want one thing from you. What is it? For you to say yes. And you know what I'm talking about. For us to have that relationship. فَقَبِلَتْ. She was desperate, needs money. She said, okay, I agree to this contract. So that man says, Ya Allah, as we were approaching and we were almost about to get into it, she said, no, you cannot do what you're doing unless you do it in the halal way. So he says, فَوَقَعَتْ فِي نَفْسِي. So then I realized this is haram. So Ya Allah, I left her. I didn't touch her. وَأَبْقَيْتُ الْمَالِ. And I gave her the money, I didn't take it back. Ya Allah, if you accepted this from me, that I left her only for your sake, no one could have known. I did it just for you. I left her just for you. Then Ya Allah, farrij anna. Ya Allah, move this rock away from us. Ya Allah, we're about to die. Ya Allah. The rock moved a little bit. Can they leave? No, not yet. It's open, but not enough for the human body to leave. The second one spoke about how he protected his chastity, his haya, his modesty, his iffa. And Allah moved the rock. But it's not enough, and here's the last one. The man made dua to Allah, Allahumma, in that cave, in that darkness, Ya Allah, I had a job, a project, and I hired employees. At the end of the project, and intihad al-mashru', I gave everyone his ajr, his paycheck. Except one guy did not take his paycheck. فَاسْتَثْمَرْتُ هَذَا الْمَالِ. So I invested that money with that paycheck which the brother did not pick up. So I invested and invested, and years have passed by, years, until I got so much money. Ya Allah, after many years, that man came. He says, أعطني أجري, give me my paycheck. Many years later, what could have happened by others? We got nothing. Who are you? What's your name? Do you have any documentation? Nothing. So the man tells him, you see هذا البقر وهذا الغنم. You see all of that wealth of the cattle and all these assets are all yours. هذا حقك. He says, أتستهزئ بي? Are you making fun of me? All of this is mine. I just want my paycheck. I invested that check that you left behind, and that's what your check brought to all. So this is all yours. So the man said, Ya Allah, if I did what I did for your sake, because you could have got away with it, there's no evidence. But he said, Ya Allah, I did it for your sake. Ya Allah, if you accept it from me, then protect us from what we're in. The rock moved and all three were saved. So go to Allah with the most righteous deeds that you can, as much as you possibly can, so Allah can save you in this life and the afterlife. The amana, someone gives you a pen, bro, just a pen, gives you a pen, gives you something, return it. Someone gives you their car, their book is for us to read from. They should not get their book back after we borrowed it with food in the book. Right? These amanat we take care of. We have a sister passing by, Allah يعلم خائنة الأعين وما تخفي الصدور. Lower your sight. Yes, her brother cannot see you, her dad cannot, but Allah can. And you do it fi sabilillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have an ultra system, that the fear of Allah. May Allah grant it to all of us. So increase that bank of hasanat. May Allah make it easier for all of us. Ameen Rabbil Alameen.